First thing you gotta know, where does your battery pack and your SD card go? Don't know where they go? Can't shoot anything. Don't know how they go in? Put it in wrong? Can't shoot anything. The three big pieces of photography: 1, ISO, 2, aperture, 3, shutter speed. ISO, all it does is makes your image brighter or darker. You'll get a little menu like this with a bunch of different values. The lower you go, the darker your image gets. The higher you go in value, the brighter your image gets. Be forewarned, the higher you go, especially above about 800, your image will get grainy and what they call noisy. But it's just grainy and it means your image is looking bad. That's all they're saying. Aperture. Aperture is all the numbers that are the point, the decimal numbers. The higher you go, the lower the darker it gets. But the higher you go, the more things are in focus. If you want a shallow depth of field, meaning if you want your hand to be in focus and nothing else in the background to be blurry, then you go as low as you possibly can on that number for aperture. Shutter speed. The higher you go, the darker the image gets. The lower you go, the more light that's coming into the camera. Be forewarned, the lower you go, that means the longer the shutter is open, meaning whatever motion is in that camera when you're shooting will be tracked, okay? The higher you go, it freezes motion. If you go to your highest possible shutter speed and shoot a picture, it's gonna freeze motion in that picture. But you can't see anything right now because everything's super dark because I haven't changed any settings to fix with the high shutter speed. Sneeze. Sneeze, bless me. So now you have some knowledge on how to use your camera, but now the problem becomes, I want to take pictures like my favorite Instagrammer. I want my Instagram feed to look amazing. How do you do it? You take your camera, whatever camera you have, you go outside and you use it. Big threes: ISO, aperture, shutter speed. ISO is light. The higher you go up, the brighter it gets, but also the noisier the image gets, or the grainier. Aperture, the higher number you go, the darker the image gets, but also the more depth of field you get. The lower you go, the shallower depth of field there is, and the brighter the image gets. Shutter speed, the higher you go, the darker the image gets, the more motion it freezes. The lower you go, the less motion it freezes, and the brighter it gets. You want to know what all of these weird dials mean, what these buttons do, what WB stands for, what lens should you buy, what accessories should you get for your camera? You want to know? Like the video, subscribe, and we'll make some new ones. Comment your questions below. Now go out and shoot.